Hey everyone. All right. So this is a did it start? Okay. This is a last minute interview, so I apologize that it's not very set up or advanced or anything, but luckily Franco did say he would come on. So I'm going to shoot him over a link. Mods, you already know we want everything that is not respectful to Franco. Delete it immediately. Wow. There's only 11 people. It's embarrassing. We got to wait a few minutes. Hey, Sally, it's Gary. Mr. Predicto, thank you. Hippie Sissy. Let me make a post. I set it up so last minute that no way an alert went out. So give me 1 second. You got it, Megan? Tactical Bite. KNS. Laura Lulu. Hey, Sandy. You just got notified. So we are getting notifications now. That's a good thing. I was watching a movie and got, yay, notifications are going out. Does my screen keep going out? Or is that only on my side? Or the crickets are always louder than what I hear. All right. No one you know. Hey, Kraken. I'm good. It's not going out? Okay. Go F you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This bright light in my face is certainly helping. Thank you, woman of Sparta. I appreciate you. Thank you. Is the light too bright? Let me see if I'm only blinded myself. Hey, Joyce. I'm going to go ahead and send him a link. Freestyle, Joyce. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Blissful. First time in 2.5 years I've had a beer. I'm ready for this. Hey, Wandering Sub. Fiddle DD. Was anyone else awake night watching Trev? I was actually, but it's 10:30 for me. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Thank you, Rody Gale. Hey, Jason, Amy, all my ladies. All right, let me turn this off for a second. Trickle, trickle. Are the crickets that loud? What the fuck are you, a fox? No, come back. Baby, come back. Yay, he's here. Let me turn my camera back on for you.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Hello. I can. Yeah, there you
Hey,
are. Hey, Franco. It's good to see
hey,
you
how are you?
again.
It's you too.
I told you it's a well lesser crowd here. Not nearly as
Yeah.
many people as you will see at JR's. Way lesser people. So,
Oh
how
no,
are
it's,
you?
I feel amazing. Like it's been amazing this last 2 days. I'm going out to celebrate with a friend of mine. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. We won't keep you long then. That's awesome.
No,
So I was telling everybody how I ran into you there and your experience being Danilo's ex roommate and what brought you to
uh,
the scene. I was telling them how you described him to me and how it made me see him a little bit differently. Would you mind sharing that with everybody else? What you know of him?
yeah. I mean, all I know is like when he was living here, he was just working too much. Like he'd work all day long, every day. I don't remember him taking days off. Like he was working every day and really quiet, not bringing friends over, didn't bring any girls over. Uh, all he wanted was to work and make as much money as he could.
So he's a hard worker. And I do recall you told me about the unfortunately his victim was requesting a lot of money from him to, over the fact that she would report him in
Well, that's what I heard. I
for
never
being
met
wanted in
her.
Brazil.
Yeah, I never met her. I never met her
Okay.
family. So that's what I heard from people. People say too much stuff. Like the picture of him shaved on the ring camera. It's the brother of my friend's house, and the same day, not all the Brazilian community, but like a lot of Brazilians were like, "Oh yeah, they're helping him. That's their van, and they also do flooring." I was like, "Guys, come on, that's not a flooring van. That's for food, like to keep the food refrigerated." So people talk a lot. I don't know what's true, what's not. But yeah, I heard that.
And I know that was part of your fear. Like when I first
Yes,
met you and we asked you, that was part of your fears that people would get the wrong impression of you and attack you in the same way, right?
yes, that's right. Because I have my own business, and like few days before I met you on Sunday, I think like on Friday or Thursday, I went to a client's house and I saw him on CNN in the morning, and I was like, "Oh, I know this guy." And by accident, I just said that, and she got scared. I was like, "What? Do you know him?" And I was like, "Oh shit," like she's gonna be afraid of me.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you
yeah,
mean you know him, right?
yeah, yeah.
But
And
how
then I
true?
was like, "Go ahead."
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, no.
I
Go
didn't hear
ahead.
what he said. Oh yeah, I was just saying that's
Well, I
that's
was.
why yeah, that's why I did, that's why I didn't want to give any interviews that day.
Have you found that has it been the opposite? Are you getting more like love and respect as opposed to
Yeah,
hate?
yes. I mean, like I was telling on the other interviews, I totally understand people like who are suspecting me. You know, um, it's normal because we've seen that in the past. Like people like they're pretending they're. Oh my God, my English. They're pretending that they're helping, and then you find out they're not really helping. They're just on the other side. So I totally understand. Like people are saying, "Oh, he's
Right.
suspicious," but I was like, I had nothing to hide about it. I knew I was doing the right thing. I even gave the police some ideas, and I was like, okay, when this is all over, they will see who I am, so it's fine. I was just worried that people really show up at my house because the next day I gave the interview on Sunday. On Monday, I had NBC knocking on my door. I was like, okay, are these people finding my address? And
Oh,
and I was like, okay, I can give you guys the interview, but don't show my house because I don't want people to come here. Oh yeah, that's the killer's house. So
right.
yeah,
That's where he lived. Right.
yeah,
Yeah, because they will. They'll be excited saying, "Oh, he lived here."
yeah.
Were you ever scared of him?
Of him, no. Like,
Did
I mean,
Danilo
if
ever
you
scare?
that he would come to my house. Yes, I was like, because I don't know what he would do. I don't know if he would like hurt someone to get money or to get help. Uh, I don't know how much he knows in the prison, and like how much he knew who was helping the police, who was not. So yeah, I was afraid he would come here, but at the beginning, I really thought he was going like west to the middle of nowhere in the country and then south to the border. But then he was actually trying to go north to the Canadian border.
And you
Yeah.
reached out to the police. You told the police, listen, this is who I am. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a few questions in the biggest chat, if you don't mind. First,
Sure.
do you want to advertise your business or no?
No, I mean, it's okay. I can do. I think this is my Instagram right here. I don't know if it's showing for you for everyone. If you guys want to go to my Instagram now, it's
Oh,
fine.
it is.
I don't. Yeah. So if you guys want to go to my Instagram, it's fine now. My business, it's okay. I can live the way it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Though.
No, you said Danilo never brought women around.
No.
He
No.
didn't bring women around. He just liked to work, drink, barbecue, right? He was a relaxed guy.
Yeah, I mean, I did had some little friends party, like little get-togethers here in my house, because it was during the pandemic, like beginning of 2021, so everybody was starting to get the shots. So we did had a little party, maybe 2 or 3 little parties here, like barbecue and some music. And I had a lot of friends here. They never suspected anything. He was always with a knife with him. All my female friends were here, and he never showed anything. He never showed that he could hurt someone. He was just avoiding cameras. Like every time, because back then I was recording everything on my Instagram, and I remember every time I would go close to him, he would try to like go somewhere to not be on the camera. I thought he had another girl, and he didn't want his ex to know about it. That's what I thought back then. I was like, okay. Maybe he
Right.
doesn't. That's what I thought, but he never said
Yeah.
anything like.
And that was probably because maybe he was the chat. They think you're cute. They want to know if you're single.
Yes, as I am. As I am. My Tinder is banned. I don't know why.
Really? They
Yeah.
banned them
So
off. Well, I'll tell you, you're not going to
what
need
is it?
Tinder after this. You won't need Tinder
Well,
no more. All the girls come to your Instagram.
that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome.
His
I'm
Instagram
getting
is right.
shy now. What is it?
You'll have all the steak dinners. So wait, I just seen it.
What is
Now
it?
you're blushing, has me blushing, and now I can't think.
Yeah, I'm shy.
Well,
Yeah.
Rue, he wasn't worried about another girl seeing him. That was what Franco initially thought the reason was, but that was never the reason. Now, would you consider visiting him in jail? Do you still consider him a friend?
No, he was never really a friend.
No.
He was just like a roommate. He was friends of some of my friends. And I could not. I mean, I tried to have a connection with him by like trying to talk with him, but he'll never start a conversation. He would never talk about his life. Every time I tried a little conversation with him, he'll always change topic or go somewhere to make a phone call or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So he was shady. Was he always like physically fit? You saw the way he climbed the wall.
Yeah.
Did he look like a fit? Yeah.
Yeah, he was more fit
Wow.
back then because he was doing construction. He was doing he was refinishing floors, and those machines are like super big and heavy, and it's also like hard. It's hard to refinish floors, so you use a lot of your like body. It's a hard work. It's something hard to do. So he was really fit back then.
Yeah, because you need that upper body strength to do that and to climb the wall the way he did. You need a lot of upper body strength. So, did you meet him through mutual friends, through having same friends? How you meet him to live with him?
Yes, that's how I met him. I mean, I kind of heard about him, like because he was working with some of my friends sometimes, but I was like, I didn't really knew him so well. I didn't know him so well. And then when he was looking for a room, because I don't actually live by myself, so my friend told me, "Hey, Franco, do you have a room available? Because Danilo is looking for a room." And I was like, "Okay, did he just had an argument with her and he wants to be here for a few weeks, or no, they broke up. It's for good now. Like they in." And I was like, "Okay, I heard about his argument with her like months before, and I heard that police was involved. Is everything good now? Like, and was it like something serious, physical?" And they're like, "No, it was
Right.
good and it was all fine. It was just an argument." And then she called the police and she removed the I forgot the word, like, so he was okay to
Restraining order.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and then they went back together after that. I mean, that's what I heard. Like I said, I never really talked this stuff with him. And then when he came here to for me to like kind of interview him to make sure everything was good for him to live here. I asked him. So my first question is all okay with you and your ex? Because I heard this argument last year, and are you okay with the police? There's nothing wrong with the police. Like, no, it's all good. We just decided to like move on, and she's gonna live her life. I'm gonna live mine. And I was like, okay. And then we talk about all this stuff, but nothing really suspicious.
Yeah. Did you
I,
know about his history in Brazil?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea. Like, I didn't know how he came to America. I didn't know, um, like a lot of stuff. I just found out. I just found out that after, like the day that he killed her, I was like extremely. I was in shock. Like I couldn't believe it. I was having like a really good
Yeah.
weekend, and then went from really good to like a nightmare. And the next day, I heard the news from Brazil that he was wanted there, and I was like, okay, I was living with someone who was wanted for murder already. Yeah,
That's scary.
yeah, like I always had a little bit of anxiety, but after that, I was just it was too much. So yeah, I had to get therapy. So yeah, because it was bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I can't imagine what that would do on like your mind, you know. Think
Yeah.
I was in the same place as this man. Did
hmm
Danilo, did he speak how do you say his name correctly? Is it
Dani-
Danilo?
Danilo, they got his
Danilo.
name wrong. Yeah, it's Dani.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's Danilo. Did
Yeah.
he speak okay English?
No, like he
No.
he could probably understand a little bit, but he could not have a conversation.
Wow.
Yeah, he just spoke
And
Portuguese
so
and a little bit of Spanish, very little Spanish.
very little Spanish Portuguese. Okay. And how was he like a messy guy, or he clean up good, or just
He was like his room was always clean, really organized. I don't know if you saw the videos that I gave to the media. He's like folding his blanket before putting in the car the day he was moving out. He was always really clean and organized. Everything was always folded in his room, and yeah, totally the opposite of me. I'm not really that organized.
yeah, no, me neither. Me neither.
Yeah,
Yeah, Danilo. Okay. That's funny. They've had that wrong this entire time.
yeah. The last name is
Danilo.
right, but the first it's probably because he said his name to the police officer, and then in English maybe it sounds like an e, because
Right.
if you know, maybe that's why I don't know. But I think they fix
And,
it. I think they fix it.
yeah, they did fix it. I seen JR mention they fixed it.
Yeah,
For all the
I told them.
ladies,
Mm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I told the marshals, I was like, you guys got his name wrong, but it's just one letter, so it's okay.
But that messed up the way people pronounced it as well.
But
I
it's all right. They had his picture, so that's more important. So it's okay. It's not that they pronounced it totally wrong. You know, it's not like his name is Danilo. They said Joseph or something. So it's still pretty
right.
close.
Rue, this question keeps coming through, but I believe you answered it already. Did he speak? He never really spoke about his family upbringing or his sister, right? He was very closed off.
Yeah, I never met his sister. I think I met his sister's boyfriend once. Until I figured out he was the boyfriend, I was like, okay, I don't want to have like conversation with this guy. I don't know if he's good or not. It's just like I didn't want to have any connection with them.
Yeah.
Because it's a small Brazilian community here. We're probably about 2,000 Brazilians in the area, so we all know everyone, or we heard about someone, so we kind of know about everyone here. And I was like, okay, I don't want to have connection with this guy, you know.
Right. It's funny you say that, but nobody knew about Danilo. Nobody knew that he was wanted in Brazil.
Yeah, he hit that really well, but I don't know if his family knew about it. You know, I think they knew about it.
I think they knew. I think
Yeah.
they knew. What how did your other friends feel when they found out? Were they apologetic that they introduced you to him? Did they feel guilt?
I remember the day after the murder, I was so angry, like especially after I found out he killed someone in Brazil. I was so angry. I was posting some stuff on Instagram. I was like, yeah, people are telling all this stuff, but they never mention anything. Because the day after and the days after, like the following week, everybody starts saying, "Oh, one time he beat her so badly she was bleeding, and he was hiding from the police." And I had no idea, you know. And they said, I think the Christmas before, like or like 2 months before he moved here, or 1 month before he moved here, they had a really bad fight, and she ran to a neighbor's house to ask for help. You know, so nobody told me this stuff. You know. Um, yeah, so I mean, I don't know if everyone knew about it, but some people knew about it, you know, and yeah, I mean, I was really pissed that they never mentioned anything to me. I can't hear you sometimes, kind of breaking a little bit sometimes.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. When a loud, I'm outside because it was so last minute that when a loud truck comes by, I mute for you.
Hmm.
Um, for the ladies, my phone's like going crazy from the women. So you are going to be very busy dating. This
Oh,
is
really?
his Instagram listed as his name. You can put that in Instagram. The ladies are lining up. So hurry up, ladies. Tell them you met them through Granny's watching. Did you
That's
remember
great.
my name by the chance?
If I
Did you
remember your
remember
name?
me when we met?
Yeah, I remember you. I just don't remember your name.
Like when I reached out. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you were.
Jessica.
Yeah, it's because you were with GLR, right? You guys are like walking
Yeah.
together or something. Yeah,
That's where I met you. And I wasn't sure when I reached out if you remembered me.
yeah,
And I was like, please just say yes. My channel's so much smaller, um, obviously, but I
that's
knew that
growing.
my community was really happy.
Let's make it a bigger channel. That's what I'm trying to help my friend from
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
He
How much have you grown? Instagram.
not much because I was not giving my Instagram. You know, I
Give
was
me
like,
give me his name. We'll type it in.
his Instagram is W Bruce
I know.
SH. He's a little popular because he was a reporter in Brazil. So he's starting his life here. He wants to have like a
So
YouTube channel for Brazilians.
oh, okay. He should start a YouTube channel. Yeah, now we know why
Yeah,
JLR wears the hat, right? You got to advertise
yeah,
yourself. He did good with that.
yeah, yes.
So
Uh,
W
no,
Roos, you said?
his Instagram is W Bruce SH. WBRUCE SH.
Oh, yes. And I
Yeah.
actually, okay, I apologize. I get it now. I actually met him with you.
Yes.
And he was saying his English not very well. He's a
Yeah.
handsome guy too, ladies. So is he single?
Yeah, he's single. He's single. He lives in Virginia, close to DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy, famous in Brazil. They were going to put up the drone footage, the drones to get footage, but it started raining. So unfortunately, did you end up doing that?
No, not really, because I had so much to do later on that day, and he had to go back to Virginia as well. But and it was raining so much for too long,
Oh,
so I was like, okay. I was planning to do it
yeah.
like later on, but yeah.
So I know the last night that I was there, the night before they caught him, it turns out we were like 20 feet or so away from where they found him. Dude, did
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me, I knew at certain times I would get chills.
yes. I knew
We're not an
we were
appropriate
close.
channel.
Yeah, I knew we were close. I was like, I don't think he would escape here. And then some Brazilians were like, some of the Brazilians from the community, they're, oh yeah, we saw him in Pottstown. I was like, I don't think so, you know. But I even offer. I don't know if you saw on GLR earlier. The day before they got him, I was offering the police to use my work van because it's still the same work van with the same logo, you know. So I was like, okay, maybe you guys can use
Wow.
my van to drive around. Maybe he's gonna think it's me who's trying to help him, you know. And they liked the idea right away,
And
but they
jump
had to,
out.
yeah, so they said, okay, tomorrow we're gonna have a meeting and talk about it. But then they got him the next day, so that's great that they did that. I wish I would have thought about it
What
before.
a great idea.
Yeah, because and then he was
Yeah.
watching
That would have been
everything.
a great idea because, yeah. You think he was watching too?
He was watching around because I heard that he was watching the house that he tried to break in the last day. I heard that he was watching the house and then the
How
alarm went on.
That's the house I was outside of. So the last
Oh,
night that I was there, the last time we were filming, we were outside that house.
wow.
And it was weird because the whole time I was there, only 2 times I got scared. And that night was one time I just felt like he was nearby, and he was.
Wow.
Did
Yeah,
you ever get
because
those chills where you felt like he was near you?
yeah. I mean, when I got there, when he dropped the van, I was like, I don't think he's gonna be close to the van. He's probably like a little further from the area. But
Yeah.
I really thought he was there. And I almost went there that night. I was trying to talk with JLR a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'll go there. But then I don't know what happened. Oh, he disappeared from from the internet for a bit because I wanted to meet him and talk with him in person, And I was like, okay, I'll go tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I knew that was the spot right there. Were
We
you
could have
there
got.
when they caught him that morning?
No, I just
Yeah, I
woke
could have got
up.
him.
Yeah, I woke up with my friend, like this WhatsApp group. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, someone saw him in Phoenixville. He had a rifle with him. He was under a bridge." And I was like, "Shit, he's really close to here now. He's like 10 minutes from my house." And again, and then I was really anxious. Like, okay, let me get my stuff. Let me get ready. I'm gonna go to my family, my parents' house in New Jersey. I don't want to be here. And
Yeah.
then as soon as I start
Oh,
like
that's why.
packing, yeah, as soon as I start packing, because I was getting really nervous, this lady from the Spanish channel Univision, because I also had to give an interview in Spanish. uh, she called me.
Well, you've been busy.
Yeah, my Spanish is not really that good, but I was like, hey, what's up? And she's like, did you see that they just got him? I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, no, is it true? Like, and she's like, yeah, check on CNN. CNN is showing live. And then the detective texted me right away too. We got him. And then I was like, nah, this is not true, you know. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then as soon as I
Right.
turned CNN, I saw him from that helicopter footage. I was like in shock for a few seconds, and then I just started crying. I was like, "Phew, it's done, it's over." And
Yeah.
I was crying for like, I don't know, a couple minutes. And then I just called my mom right away. She started crying too, because my mom was really nervous, especially with the interviews. She was like, you're exposing yourself too much. And yeah, she was like, "Mom, it's over," and she was like crying. So yeah,
Wow.
those first couple hours, I was just like really, like, I'm still really happy, but I was really relieved. I was feeling amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine. Did you recognize him? Like, did he lose weight from what you saw in the photos?
Yeah.
Did he
Yeah.
look
Well,
like him to you?
yeah, he lost a lot of weight, especially from when he was here. That's why when they posted, like, oh, he's 5 foot tall, 120 pounds, I was like, I don't think he's that short. He's probably like 5'4", 5'5", but I couldn't remember really. I was like, he's definitely
Right.
not 120. He was probably like 170, 160 when he was here. And and then I saw he was skinny, and then he got even skinnier during the time. Um, and the picture from the ring camera, I was like, is that him? And then I compared to with the pictures that I had of him, and I was like, yeah, the eyebrow, the nose, and the chin is the same. The rest is different, but the those are the same. And then it was my friend's house. I just found out like one day later, that it was actually not my friend's house, his brother's house, my friend's brother's house. And
Your
then
friend's
he's like,
brother's house.
yeah, yeah. And then my friend told me they were having dinner, him, his brother, like at this Texas Roadhouse, and then the Ring app was calling, and then they saw him, but they didn't recognize him right away. They're like, "Who is this?" And then as soon as they start talking, they recognize the voice.
Wow.
You
Why would
know,
he be so brave to go there? Did he think they would help him?
no, no, they would not help him. I think he
No.
was just trying to. No, for sure not. I think he
He
was
was
just
just
trying.
desperate. He was desperate.
Yeah, he was probably just desperate, trying to get money or something, see if someone could help him, because he was already on the loose for 10 days or so. Like, he was
Yeah.
already, yeah. Um, and yeah, they got super scared. Like, they don't want me to give the information to anybody because they don't want to give interviews.
Of
Uh,
course.
his brother's wife is pregnant, and she was feeling super sick that day. She was like fainting, and yeah, she couldn't feel her legs and stuff, so they were desperate, like that she would like lose the baby or something. Like, so yeah, it was really, they're shocked. They, like, when I talk to him, they
Yeah.
you still can hear his voice is like in shock. And the police didn't believe them right
You
away.
know what I noticed? No, no, because when I heard it and we said it, then we were told it was a fake, it was false, it wasn't true. And you know
Hmm.
the box in his hands and the camera? We left
Yeah,
that there.
yeah,
We left that
I
on the
didn't.
porch, the box of bleach.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't ask my friend much details, because I noticed he was really nervous,
It's
and then
crazy.
I didn't want to ask much. But he just told me that he called the police right away. They didn't believe him because they were sure he was
Nope.
surrounded in Kennett Square, close to the Lombard Gardens, and they're like, yes, it's him. And then they plan to meet somewhere. I don't know. I think a police station or something. And then they saw a police officer on the way, and they showed this to the police officer, and he didn't believe them either. And when they got to the police
Unbelievable.
station, yeah, when he got to the police station, they're like, "Are you sure it's him?" They're like, 100% sure. And then they called the other crew, like, "Yeah, it's 100%." So they all went to his house. Yeah. So it took
And
like
is it
about.
true? People are saying that. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Is it
No
true that
worries.
they spoke through the camera? Did your friend's brother speak to Danilo through the camera?
Yes, because that's how they recognized it was him. They were 100% sure it was him because of
Right.
the voice, because the face was really different. But I don't know what they talk about.
Right, of course. Man, that's scary.
Yeah, I would
And the
be.
baby, the pregnant woman's doing okay now. The baby is okay.
Yeah, I think they're better. It took them a while to go back to the house. I think they just went back to the house yesterday or so. They were afraid to go there to sleep there. Um, like I said, it was they were really in shock. Like I know my friend, and I know he was like really scared.
Yeah, that is scary. I mean, God forbid if they were home, what would he do to them? What would he do to get out of the states? That's what scared me when they said when he told the police in the next few hours he planned to hijack a car. I thought of all the times me, you, we would just park our cars and the car would be running and I'm sitting in it. What if he would have jumped in it? So many things cross your mind, and just knowing that you knew him,
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
imagine. I think we
yes.
all wish we could hug you because I imagine it's been hard.
uh, yeah, I like
Seriously.
the day that they got him. I told the police. I texted the oh my god, my English is getting weird. I texted the detectives and I said I wish I could hug you guys. I'm so happy this is over. And the detective from the marshals as well, and they were just like thanking me for all the like the help that I gave, and all my friends too, because all my friends were helping the police. So I back then we couldn't say much. That's why I was
Right.
trying not to do interviews, and the few interviews that I gave, people were suspecting of me. I understand. I just couldn't give much information.
Yeah. No, I get it. What? It just left my mind about the police. I'm sorry.
But they were
I
doing
got
really
this.
good. They were doing a really
Oh, the
good
photo.
work.
I know a lot of people are being hard on the police, and I'm trying to tell them when you're there and you're seeing it, they did as much as they could. They did a great
Yes.
job.
They did a really good job. Like I was there, I saw them work. Cause I was also like, what are they doing? Are they just sitting in their cars? That's what I thought at the beginning. Because it
Yeah,
was taking
I did
forever.
too.
Because like I said, I'm from Brazil. When you think of America, it's like the safest country in the world. The police is the best. The jails are the best. And then, wow, it's taking over a week to get this short guy from Brazil.
Right,
Uh,
this little punk guy.
yeah, yeah. So I was the same. I was not like saying stuff, but I was like, why are they taking forever? And then I went there and I saw they're really working hard. They're like walking everywhere on the field. Um, and they were asking us, even though I was helping since day one, since when he killed her, they were suspecting me. They were like talking to me
I
like if I
worried
was
though.
so I understand that. I told them, I was like, I totally understand you guys have to be like that, and that makes me feel safer because I know you guys are really doing the job. You're not just like, oh yeah, Frank is not suspicious. Like I like that they were like I like that they were like that. I felt safe because I knew they were like really questioning people.
Right. What did you think about when they took the photo after they captured him? When they took the photo, so a lot of Americans, or I guess a lot of people, not just Americans, are making that a big deal. They say it was bad and rude to do.
No, I mean, the whole thing is embarrassing I think it's more embarrassing for the people who work at the prison. The officers who are on there on the ground and helicopters, they're doing really hard work. They risk their lives. He could have just shot one of them. They were risking their lives. They were working a lot. It was super hot. Like some days were like 100, and raining, and then it was getting cold. Uh, yes, they were working really a lot. I would have done the same thing. It like I said, the prison thing is embarrassing, but after that, they were really working hard. You know.
Yeah, because the weather was crazy. It would start off chilly, and then it would get real hot, and then the rain would come, and then it was cold again. And these police, me and you, we can say, okay, we're going inside. The police, they couldn't do that. They had to stay out there. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for me, I feel like they felt like Danilo made such a joke of them that they were going to hold him like a prop and say, we got him. Here he is, the little asshole, you know?
Yeah, no,
I don't mind the picture.
I would have done the same thing. Like I said, the day before he escaped the area close to the prison, when he went to Phoenixville, like those last 2 or 3 days, we were getting 100 Fahrenheit. It was super hot, super humid, you know. And then we had storms,
Yeah.
and those guys were there. They were looking for him, in I don't know if you saw how it is there, the forest and the bushes, and yeah, they did really hard work, and they deserve it. They came to my house 2 days before, and they were really nervous. They're like, this needs to be done, you know. Like, they were asking everything they could. They wanted to know everything they could, so they did a really good job.
Yeah, I was I was saying, as far as places to hide for a convict, if a convict ever needs to hide, that was a very good location to pick.
I was
I mean,
talking
there
to
was
my
so much.
Yeah, I was talking to my friends. I was like, does this dude has like a GPS in his head? Like, he's going to the best places to hide. Yeah, he was going to the best places. Like, when he escaped prison, if you went west, it was all open fields. But no, he went south to the forest, you know. And then
Yep.
he escaped. He went to Phoenixville, and then he ended up on the forest again. He didn't go to the open fields. You know, like, I was like, yeah. So I
It's
don't know
like
if he was
he
lucky
knew
or
what to do.
yeah.
But do you
It,
do you
I
think he
can't.
maybe planned it? Yeah.
Maybe he planned, because um, everything
Is it
was.
my service? I think I'm breaking up.
I can hear you now, fine. But maybe he
Okay,
planned, you know.
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, maybe he planned, because there was another guy who tried to escape prison in May, the same prison. And he actually escaped the prison for like a day or a couple hours. Um, yeah, he probably planned it, you know. Like, he knew his life was done, like it is done now again. So he probably was like all in to try to escape. So maybe he maybe, and he knows the
That's
area.
what I
He was working all over this area, you know. So he knows the area. He knows the routes. So yeah, maybe he knew where to hide.
that's yeah, I feel like he knew where to hide. I definitely do you know if he was a sports fan?
No, like, I saw the Eagles
Like
shirt.
football or soccer?
No, especially not football. We don't watch much football in Brazil. We watch soccer. Um, and I talked to him about soccer, because I'm a big soccer fan, and he I don't think
Okay.
he like any I don't think he like any sports really.
No. Did you ever see him smile? Was he like a happy, fun guy? Because you're like a happy, fun person. You seem like a really talkative, good person. Was he like that?
Um, kind of. You know, he was quiet. Like I said, he was shy. He wouldn't talk much about his life. But there's this video that a friend of mine recorded from one of these little parties that I had here, that he was making barbecue. It's a great video. He was making really good steak, and she was recording for a friend of hers in Brazil. She's like, "Hey, whatever her friend's name is, look, this guy's he's doing barbecue for us. What's your name? Where are you from, Brazil?" What's a really good video, but she sold it to the Brazilian press, and
Oh,
he's smiling.
she can still. He's smiling in it.
Yeah, he's smiling. He's like saying where he's from in Brazil, and I don't know if that was true or not, though, where he's from, where he said he's from. Um,
Really not.
Yeah, it's one of the few stuff that I saw of him like smiling. I didn't see him smiling often, really. But like I said,
No.
he was not suspicious really when he was here. He was just quiet, you know. And then people are like, "Oh, but like he was too quiet." I was like, "Well, there are a lot of quiet people who are not murderers, you know. Like, I cannot say someone is a murderer just because he's a quiet person,
Right.
you know." So yeah.
Right. I wonder. I do wonder. I wonder. Are a lot of people that you're friends with, are they now like side-eyeing each other because it's not as easy to know the background of somebody like you would here?
I
Do
mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I know my friends. I know they would not do anything like stupid. They are very religious. Some are like, some of them, they have their family in Brazil are from the law enforcement. Um, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know his family side, Danilo's family side, their friends. I don't know if they'll do something. Um, but I didn't talk to a lot yet with the people. I just went to Phoenix today to do to shop for some Brazilian stuff. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's like really happy that he's got, like, that he's in jail. Everybody's like, oh yeah, the nightmare is over. Um, yeah, I mean, everyone is happy about it. Like, all the Brazilian community is happy. I didn't hear anybody say anything against the law enforcement. Um,
Good.
but anyway, like I said to JLR, I don't want to stay in the area anymore, especially not at this house. This is the same house where he was living. I had a
No.
room. I had a roommate. She just moved out. She was like, Franco, I love to live with you. You're nice and stuff, but I don't want to be in that house. And I'm the same. I don't want to be in this house anymore. I just wanna move maybe to Philly or to Jersey, or I was even thinking about Florida, but maybe next year.
I I want to move to Florida so bad. I would love to go to Florida. So where you're living though, you
I'm
could
thinking.
rent that out as like an Airbnb.
What do you say?
I'm sorry. I said where you're living, you could rent that out as an Airbnb because people are weird. They like murder stuff.
Nah, I don't want to
Come
be
on.
in. Yeah, I want this movie to be done. If they do a Netflix or something later on, maybe I can, do so, like, participate on it. Uh, but no, I don't. I really don't want to even see this house anymore. I know nothing
Yeah.
happened. No, nothing happened here, but it's time to start something new, to start something fresh. And because looking at the kitchen's right behind the cell phone. I remember talking to him. I remember him
Yeah.
cutting the steak there. I have no nightmares with it, but everything's kind of back again because of all of this. Um, yeah, I remember me sitting on the sofa and talking with him sometimes. I remember him cooking. That's it. That's it for this house. I wanna move from
I
this
get
area
it.
because I
What
don't know if
what
he.
was
I
sorry.
was just saying, I don't know if
Was
he
he
has, like,
religious?
I don't know if he has a friend who is just hiding for now and maybe is gonna do something to me because I was helping the police. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if anybody would do
Yeah.
something like that.
Franco, that was my I was honestly thinking that, but I didn't want to scare you. Because you have been such a help and you went on national news now for both here and Brazil.
Yeah.
What are there is a chance that he is now wanting revenge on you, and that's a scary thought. I don't want to scare you more. No, he never murdered inside Franco's house. He lived there, and then the day after he moved out, right, Franco?
He
The
moved
day
out.
after is when
He moved out on Saturday and he killed her on Sunday.
was he angry on Saturday when you saw him?
No, he was really quiet, and I don't know how to explain this in English, but I could see on his face that he was moving out. I even told my friend, because I was going with my friend to New York that Saturday, and he went to the driveway and talked to me a little bit, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna move out this week, and he doesn't want to have an argument with me. He's just gonna move out. When I come back, everything will be gone, and that's what happened. Like, I came back on Sunday and it was all gone. I even thought about calling him or texting him. I remember that because he owed me like $80, and I was gonna say, hey, dude, at least
Yeah.
pay me what you owe me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna text him
Right,
another
right.
time.
During my money.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Wow.
idea. I think that's good that I didn't text him or call him, because what would come here after? Hey, here's your
Right, right.
$80.
What if he was so angry and then he came to
Yeah,
you over $80? Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
Franco did mention Danilo is normally a quiet person. When did he leave anything behind? Do you have anything that belongs to him?
he left one hoodie and a soap bar in the bathroom, and then the police got it for DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all
Oh,
they.
so they did get that.
Yeah, they got that
Okay.
the same day at night when they came here.
I couldn't believe they left the bleach box on the cam footage porch. I thought they would take that box.
To be honest, I didn't even knew about it. I didn't know about it because I didn't talk to my friend about these details. I was just asking him what happened that night, but I thought he took that. I thought it looked like beer bottles. I was like,
That's what
he's
I
gonna have.
thought. I thought it was
Yeah,
like Modelo's is what I
yeah.
thought.
But that's what he liked.
Yeah.
He liked Modelo a lot. So I was like,
Did he?
maybe
See, I knew it.
yeah. So I was like, maybe he took it to the bushes and he's having a drink there. I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
That's what
That's
I was thinking. But all right, Ru, I believe you had no argument with him. He just kind of just moved out, right?
well, like I said, he
No,
didn't say he was moving. He didn't say he was moving out that day. I just suspected he was moving out because he was just being too nice. Like he was like really nice that morning. Like I said, we didn't talk much, and he was working every day. So
yeah,
that day he was off, and he was really happy and like nice. Like not happy but like nice. And I was like, okay, that's
right.
weird. you know. So, yeah.
Well, that is weird. That is weird that he was in a good mood because of
Hmm.
what he went to do the next day. That's kind of do you I wonder if he stayed with her that night,
No, I heard that
if he left your place and went to hers.
he left. Like I said, he left on a Saturday. I don't know exactly how it happened, but I heard that he was, like I said, he liked to make barbecue. I heard that he was making barbecue. I don't know if it was his new house or a friend's house, and then they were having an argument over the phone, and then he went there and killed her. That's what I heard. I didn't hear the police telling me that, so I don't know if that's the truth or not. Um, but it makes sense because I don't think he was planning that. Everyone, the media here, the media in Brazil, like, oh, was he planning that? Do you think he was planning that? I was like, it doesn't make sense because you're not gonna spend a whole day moving if you're gonna be on the run the next day. You know,
Right.
if he was planning that, he was probably like he'll probably get like stuff to put in his car, like water, food, snacks, stuff like this, maybe gasoline. Not like moving the whole room. Like he had a little sofa, he had like bed, he had blankets, clothes. I was like, it doesn't make sense to spend a whole day moving to be on the run the next day.
Right. That's a very good point. Yeah, nobody would do that. You would think he'd pack a backpack and, get all the razors and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, the basic stuff,
Wow.
but
Did he when he lived with you, did he do the facial facial hair or did he shave?
he always had a little like me. He had a little bit less than me. Um, it was
Yeah,
not shaved, but he had a little bit.
right. Oh, I bet you're just so relieved it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
trying to see what the chat is saying. So you don't speak to the sister, the mother, you have no connections to the family.
no, I never met the sister. Not I can't remember, but I don't think I ever met her. I met her boyfriend once, and I was suspecting why he was asking me so much stuff. So I was like, okay, so he's the sister's boyfriend. So I stopped the connection right there. And no, his mother's in Brazil. Like I think he doesn't have anybody else here. The police was asking me if he had kids or another girlfriend or even a boyfriend. I was like, not that I
Yeah.
know. He never mentioned. I don't think he has because he'll probably have mentioned if he had a kid here.
Right. Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no kids, no boyfriends. I guess you didn't
No,
see him with.
because
No.
the marshals were asking me if he ever brought a girlfriend here. I was like, never. And then was he gay? Did he bring a guy? I was like, he never brought anybody here. I brought some friends here like for barbecue and stuff, but he never had anybody here.
Wow. So he was pretty alone here. He didn't have much friends or relationships, and wow,
Yeah,
which would
because
make sense why he went to the house he did go to.
like I said, he was just working. That's why on the Saturday before he moved, like on the Saturday he moved out. That's why it was a little weird because he was working so much, and then he took a day off, and he's like dressed. o- Everything was different that day. I felt it was different. That's why I was like telling my friend, he's
Right.
gonna move. You know.
You knew something was happening.
Yeah, I
You
knew.
knew.
Yeah, I knew. Like, I was suspecting that he was going to move out. I didn't suspect that he was going to kill someone, but yeah, I
Right.
suspect that he was going to move out.
Are you planning on roommates in the future?
I don't actually live alone if I don't find a girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna find a girlfriend.
Yeah,
I,
I don't. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't like
talk
to live
about
alone.
no, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine even trusting people after this. I'd be terrified.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's something that I changed a lot. I don't trust. Like before that, I was trusting everyone 100%. Now I just really trust my mom, my sister, and maybe a cousin or another, maybe my uncles. But like friends, I don't think I trust anybody 100%. Like I
No,
trust my
that's
good friends, but I don't trust everyone 100% anymore.
no, and that's sad. I really do you plan on, if it's not too personal, you mentioned getting counseling before. Do you plan on getting, following through?
Yeah, I have therapy and I have a therapist. It's helping a lot, and like I feel a lot better. It's just like this past week I was getting really anxious again. I trust people, just not 100% anymore, especially not right away like I was before. Like I was just trusting people right
Right.
away. Yeah, you're amazing. You're blah blah blah. Like now it's not like that. It's it's a bit harder for me to trust people that I just met right away. But I
Right.
trust people, not just 100% like that right away.
Right. The one thing you mentioned, you don't believe that Danilo was as short as they mentioned. Do
Yeah,
you think
because
what would you get?
I thought he was about 5'4", something like this, and not 120 pounds. I thought he was like more like 160. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to people really. I knew he was shorter than me. I just didn't know it was that short because I'm 5'11",
All right.
and he was 5. I was like, wow, that's really short. But especially for a guy like he was really short. Um, and
Because
yeah, I
I'm
just
actually
couldn't.
5'4".
5 what?
I'm actually 5'4". And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember coming up to your chest, so that's pretty short.
yeah. So 5, I was like, wow, that's really short. I mean, like I said, he was not really a friend of mine. We were not really hanging out and stuff. So we're only meeting at the house when he'll come help. Like not even every day. Like just sometimes we would meet here in the kitchen, talk a little bit. I was watching the news or watching Netflix, and we'll talk about something like something fast, and that's it. So I don't remember that much of how tall he was, but I was like when they said 5 and 120, I was like, wow, is that him? Like that's so short.
Yeah, that's really short. Did you speak to him in Spanish or Portuguese?
Portuguese. That's our language in Brazil.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
Franco has a dinner. Franco, I bet you I get you a steak dinner before JR. I bet you he left starving.
Oh, he left me hungry. I told
He
him,
left
dude, you
you
left me
hungry
hungry.
out there.
Maybe we can all get
I
together, you
like,
know?
yeah, I liked when we asked how tall and you said he's short like you.
Yes, yeah, he was
Really
like,
funny.
but do you live in Pennsylvania?
I do. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
I'm
your
in
number
Pennsylvania.
was like a local number. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was super shy. Super shy. We can all meet. You know, me, you, JR can have like a live all three of us there in the restaurant.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I would
Mhm.
enjoy that. Yeah,
Sounds good.
therapy is cool. Listen, I know you have plans with your friends, so I'll help wrap it up. You have my phone number. We'll stay in touch. But I want to
Uh,
remind everybody because well, being out there, I'm not going to lie, I had fun. I enjoyed it, right? And you get to see a township that's normally quiet becomes like a war zone. The way the police were there, the action, everything. But when we cover true crime cases, we normally talk about the victims and the perp. We often forget about the Francos, right? The
yeah.
people that knew the person and the effects it has on them. And hearing you be so open and honest about the anxiety it's caused you and continues to cause you, the fear it put you through, I know it helps me remind myself to be a little more respectful. Remember, there are more victims when it comes to crimes than just the one of the acts.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't want to be on the news. I didn't want to give interviews because that day, especially that Sunday, I was really anxious. And that's why I went there because I was like, okay, I feel useless here. I'm getting scared. I'm starting to shake a little bit. I don't want to have a panic attack. Let me just go there, you know. I
Right.
was feeling so good for like months. And then everything was slowly coming back again. I was like, okay, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'll go there. I'll offer my help. And then when I got there, I felt a lot better. But you can see on my interview that I was nervous. And what made me a little more
Yeah.
nervous is English is not my first language. So I was like, okay, when I get too nervous or too shy, my accent gets so bad that I cannot understand myself sometimes. And I'm really serious about that. You know,
Right. Right.
I was like,
Right.
like with Anderson Cooper, I went live with Anderson Cooper like 2 3 days ago. I thought it was pre-tape, and then I heard him, and I was like talking to the people there. I was like, "Is this live?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Shit!" I was like, I started, yeah. I was getting anxious. Like, "Hey, Franco, calm down, Franco." Calm down. Yeah, but
Well, I noticed I noticed because I believe I was one of the first to approach you and ask
yeah,
if you would do an interview. And I remember and JR is getting all that credit. You got to remind on Franco. It was Granny's watching, okay? You got to tell the people. But anyway, I remember you said no to us. And I remember you were uncomfortable. You thought that you were being recorded, and you were being recorded, but
I
you
know.
weren't live streamed. Yeah, but then when we saw that you actually did it with the news, what I gathered from that is you have a hard time saying no.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
could tell you didn't want to do it, but you felt very pressured, and I felt bad. I felt
no,
really
that's
bad about that.
fine. That's totally fine. It's just like I really have a hard time saying no, and that's something, like I was always trusting people right away, even if I just met them at the gas station, I'll trust them right away.
Right.
uh, yeah, so yeah, I didn't really want to give the interview because mostly because of my business. I was like, I have nothing to hide, but I mean, I cannot say much about the investigation back then. I couldn't say much, but yeah, I was just like, I don't want people to think that I'm on the wrong side, and then I can lose
Hmm.
really good clients.
Right.
He's already he already was really bad for my life, like giving me the anxiety and stuff. And I was like, I don't want him to make me lose money now.
Right. Of course. Absolutely. Has it
Yeah.
affect your business at all?
So far, not. I decided to take the week off. Maybe I'll take next week off as well. I was thinking just taking the car and going on a road trip to the West Coast or something. Yeah, I just want to travel a little bit and feel like, because I'm still not sleeping so well. I'm sleeping better, so I want to just calm
Yeah.
down and maybe I'm gonna go on a road trip or do something fun the next couple of days and go back to work in like in a
Good.
week or so. Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. I think that would be great if you're able to do that. That would be fantastic. I know even just the rush of being on the scenes where everything was taking place, I felt like I didn't even know what day it was anymore.
I'm
You
still
know,
lost.
like you're just so going that it's like,
Yeah, I'm still lost. Like
yeah,
I'm still lost about it. But
yeah,
yeah, everything is a lot better now. So right now it's just celebrate a little bit, and my clients, they know, like I'm telling them what happened, and they're like, what? And yeah, so I just don't want to work for now. I'll be back like, maybe in another week or two. And right now I just want to travel. Maybe I'm talking to a friend of mine, maybe go to Vegas and party a little bit. I just want to have some
oh yeah,
fun.
Vegas.
Maybe. I just want to have some fun and go back to work after. It was really hard on me. It was really hard on me this last 2 weeks. Like, yeah, I had to be really careful because, like I said, I didn't want to have panic attacks. I didn't want to like go back to the anxiety that I had before.
Let me ask you this, Franco. Did you come out to where everything was because you didn't want to be alone at your place? Did you feel unsafe at home?
No, no, I didn't feel unsafe. I mean, I was scared he would show up in my house, but uh, it was more like on Saturday, before the day before I went there, I was getting really anxious, and I was not that anxious for like months, maybe a year. And I noticed I was getting anxious, and I was like, okay, I don't want to have the anxiety again.
Right.
Let me do something, and then I woke up on Sunday, and I heard that he moved from there, he escaped from there that he was before, and he went to a friend's house. I was like, and he was really close to here, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was like really nervous. I was like kind of shaking a little bit, not shaking really, but I was like feeling like tense, and I was like, okay, I gotta do something. I feel useless right now. I gotta do something. I gotta see what's going on there. I want to see if they're really working, because I was the same. I was like, are they really doing their job there?
Right.
And by going there, it made me feel a lot better. Like as soon as I got there, I saw all the police, border patrol, ATF, everyone there. I was like, okay, this is a lot more than I saw on the news, and I saw them really working, and I felt like I was like somehow being helpful. Like I felt like I was helpful there. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
were. You were
and
helpful. Yeah.
and that made me feel better right away. So,
Right.
um, yeah, so that's what I wanted to do. Because the first couple of days, I was like, I don't want to go there. I even thought about going to Longwood Gardens area, but I was like, maybe. I was, but it was good. It was good to me that it was good for me that I went there.
Yeah. I went to Longwood Gardens first, and there wasn't much going on there compared to where we went next. That's where everything was really the police flying by. It was amazing. It was amazing to see how hard they work. Again, when it rains for the police, they didn't get to go home and change their clothes. They sat there wet in wet uniform. They did a lot of hard work.
They did.
And I
They
think a
did.
lot of people are happy that you were there and that you did what you could do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
What is your idea of fun? You enjoy drinking and like just relaxing?
to be honest, I don't drink. I
You
mean,
don't drink me neither. I don't
I,
drink either. Yeah.
I'll like I'll go to Westchester now to meet a friend and maybe her friends there. I maybe have a
Yeah.
drink, but one bottle. That's it. I don't really drink. Like I just grab beer, have half of the bottle. That's it
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, and then Danilo.
I got a
Nobody
funny
asked,
story one time.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Franco. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, nobody asked me if Danilo used drugs or stuff. He never really used drugs and stuff. That's something that nobody asked me really, because I was like, okay, and everybody is just asking stuff, but nobody's asking me if he was a big drinker or if he had drugs. But no drugs and just some beers. That's it.
I figured he was a drinker. Modelo's is what I figured. I figured he was a Modelo drinker, but he drank, but he was a worker. I remember, am I remembering correctly that you told me the weekend of the crime, he worked so hard he made about 9,000 in 2 days? Was
Yes.
that you that told me that? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
he was working. So he wasn't planning to go away.
No, I don't think so. He was making a lot of money because flooring, hardwood flooring, like refinishing, you can make good money, especially because he was doing commercial. So he was doing schools like basketball courts and stuff, and they're really big and really easy to do. It's like easy money
Really?
there, like fast, yeah. Um, so yeah, he was making good money. That weekend he made a lot.
Did
That's not what normally he would make, but he was making good money.
Was he a subcontract? Did he work for himself or somebody else?
I think he worked for a company. I just don't know the name. I
That's
mean, he
okay. Probably better not to know it.
yeah. I mean, I don't want because I know there's some people that I know who works at this company. I don't want to affect them. They're really good
Yeah,
people. I don't want them.
exactly.
I don't want to get. I don't want them to get hurt by an asshole.
Right. Well, I'll let you go. I know you're going to meet your friend. Keep in touch. I would love to keep in touch
Sure.
with you. I appreciate you coming on and
Of course.
sharing everything you knew.
Yeah. No.
You didn't answer me. Your TikTok or Instagram, how much did it grow?
Not
Thousands?
much. Not much.
Really?
Maybe because I was not giving it away. I was not giving. Remember, I didn't want to give my name to the interview. I was like, okay, I just give my first name, but that's it. I really didn't want people to find my Instagram because I was like, I don't want to have hundreds of comments like, oh yeah, you're helping him, whatever, you're suspicious,
Right.
whatever. So, but then my friend, the one you met, his Instagram is growing a little more. He had a lot of followers. He had like 115 or so. Now he has like 120, I guess. Um,
Okay.
and his YouTube, he told me that the interview that I gave him in Portuguese is there's a lot of people watching it, and I was just trying to help him. I was like, dude,
That's
I don't
doing
want.
good.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to get famous. I don't want to get followed, get clicks. I just want to like try to help the police. Now that's all done. I'm like, okay, if you guys want to follow me, that's my Instagram right here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I like how you keep mentioning wanting to help your friend. It says a lot about you. You're a good guy. You're a good person. And I know, as for me, when I see people say, oh, Franco shady, no, I'll argue them because I really think you're a genuine good person.
thank you. I appreciate it. Like, I understand these people. Like I said. I mean, not now because it's kind of obvious that I was helping the police, but back then, it's normal to suspect. Like the police was suspecting me, and I was helping them since day one. You know,
Right.
it's totally fine. It's just like I just didn't want anybody to show up at my house and call me names, point fingers at my face, or to find out what my business is and try to make me lose clients. I just didn't want that to happen to me.
Right.
But it's all over. It's all good now. You guys want to follow me there? Follow me. If not, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
And my friend is really happy because this Brazilian press they wanna help him to grow too. So yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah, he's really
Listen,
happy.
you guys, his friend was really cool guy too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really a really nice guy. But he lives in DC area.
You have to make a YouTube channel. We're YouTubers over here, so we like to YouTube.
I know, but the thing is, I don't have much time, because I also have my business. And I like when I'm off. I like to do stuff like enjoy my life a little more, like travel. I love to travel. So if I have a channel, I'll feel like I have to be posting stuff all the time. You know,
Yeah,
my Instagram
yeah.
is fine.
That is-
My Instagram is fine for now.
Unless you do like JR does and you travel to the different, crime areas.
But then I can't keep my business.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Keep
you
the
know,
business. Probably better in
yeah,
the
my
long run.
business is good. You know, the money is good, so I'm fine with that for now.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
I'm really glad I met you, and I'm really thankful you took the time to speak with us tonight.
No worries. No, I'm happy. I'm happy that
And
I
I
met
hope
you
you
guys.
stay in touch. Like I said, Franco, I will fulfill a promise for the steak dinner. Okay,
We
you can
three
count on
should go together.
me.
We all should go together. Like, let's make him come here when we go to the Brazilian steakhouse.
There you have it. That's what we're gonna do. Some people were asking, did you ever go over to Longwood Garden before I let you go?
Never
Like
been there.
ever? Never been there? Yeah,
No,
because a
I was
lot of people.
I was planning to go
Go
with
ahead.
my ex, but it didn't happen. And then my cousin was there a couple of days before that.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful place that I've never been to either. But it is,
Let,
and a lot of people are asking me to go there to show them, uh, how he could have hid there because apparently the police stepped over him 3 times in the
we,
woods
we,
there.
if you want, we can go there someday. Like, I don't know how it's gonna be this coming week, but yeah, I wanna see it too. You know, that's the only area
Yeah.
I haven't been to. Like the area there where he was hiding first. And yeah, let me know. We can hang out there, make a live, like do a live from there.
Yeah, I think that people would like that. I think it would be fun. I would enjoy that.
Sounds
Take the
great.
business on the road. Yeah. All right, Franco. It was nice seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I
We'll
gotta go
talk
to
soon.
Westchester. Bye bye.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, guys. So that do you need me to? I will kick you for you. So that was Franco, and as I told you all, for those of you who felt Franco was anything other than genuine, you are mistaken. You can tell that this man just radiates with genuine vibes. Franco is a very there are very few people in this world that when you meet them, you can feel that they are just genuinely great people. And Franco was one of those people. You heard him admit it. Granny met him first. All right, your girl right here met him first. And he was a very kind person. He immediately, when I approached him, I said, "Hey, a lady down there tells me that you are Danilo's roommate," and he was scared. He was genuinely scared. A few times, I honest to God wanted to hug him, but I'm not a weirdo. I don't go around hugging strange men. But he really did just come across like somebody who could use a hug. I did see some of your messages. I appreciate those of you that were sending the cash apps with the messages. I'm glad to see some of you in here. Well, you're not really chatting, but you're in the top died. Even before JR. Yes, I am the first one to have met this guy. Um, Princess Megan Elsa, thank you. I'm very glad that he came on panel. Am I still roboting, OG? Thank you, Cheese. Am I still? I can't kick my old stuff off because the laptop died. That's why I was trying to rush it because it was dying. But like, could you hear what I was saying about Franco just being a genuinely good person, one of those people that you can just feel the vibes? Um, I was hoping it waited, Laura Lou. I was hoping because I knew my shit was dying. I'm sorry, I knew my laptop was dying. So that was rather last minute. I did not expect that to take place tonight. I was not fully prepared with like questions or anything. I hope you guys are satisfied with how we did. I didn't get to really advertise it. So, but Franco's just a good guy. He's an all around great guy. And I'm really happy to have met him. And I'm really happy to hear that he's feeling safe now and, you know, continue with therapy. I mean, can you imagine? I would have loved to ask him more questions about, but I feel like he needs time to heal first. But questions as far as how does it, you know, how does it feel knowing you shared a roof, you shared a shower, a kitchen with a murderer? And as you can tell, it must not feel good because, well, he wants to move. And I can't blame him. Honestly, I can blame him because if I lived there, I can't say for sure, but I know there's a lot of people out there that love that creepy stuff, including myself, and I would probably like Airbnb the room, but that's just me being an oddball. Um, Thank you, Good Vibes Only. Thank you so much. I saw your I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. I was so nervous with the interview because I was just not prepared. I only changed the top. No one, you know. Don't tell anybody else that. Our little secret, all right? But no, I'm very thank you, Allison, by the way. I'm very thankful to all of you that remained respectful. I think he is freaked out with the crowd. Wouldn't you be? Right, PB&J? I was trying not to sound desensitive, but they would. I can't blame him for feeling freaked out. So I know when I met Franco, he told me that he called the police. Thank you, Oklahoma. Thank you. He called the police and he said, listen, I'm the ex-roommate. He lived with me up until, you know, he committed the crime. I'm scared he's going to come here. Thank you so much, Tactical Bite. I was so nervous. I'm sure you can tell or could tell. But when I know my panel guest wants to be on camera, I'm going to be on camera with them. Literally got out of bed, took my glasses off, put my contacts back in, and tried to do as good as we could. I told you I was creeped out being in a chat with the... Oh, you could feel that one, Copa? Party on the top, pajamas on the bottom. So I saw somebody come in and say it was really unprofessional that we asked romantic questions, dating questions. But you have to understand that I already have a little bit of a rapport with Franco, and I know he was not insulted. I know that he was okay with what was being said. He enjoys, you know, the attention, as he should. Who won it? Yeah, I would have been nervous too, PB&J. That would be really great. If he comes with me to Longwood Gardens, I think that would be fantastic. It's an icebreaker, right? It got us both laughing. I'll be honest, his blushing started making me blush, and I'm not much of a blusher. So when he got me blushing, it was cute. It was nice. It lightened the mood up and made it a little, you know, less stiff and serious. So we're not a very serious channel. How we all felt to do on here on YouTube made him a little less nervous. I never claimed to be a professional. That's right. I was getting ready to tell Franco he speaks better English than me, but I stopped myself. This live will be watched and rewatched a lot of times. I hope so. He does have a big smile. He's a very nice guy. He's a very genuine person. You did great, and you looked awesome too. He seems like a nice guy. Good vibes only. Thank you. He really is. And honestly, it broke my heart when he told me that he was worried that people would attack him. And I know some people were. I'm not going to lie. At one point, I side-eyed him a little bit. Like, wait, what if he's low-key, you know, texting Danilo? How do you like that? His name is Danilo. Your personality is what makes it different. I agree with OG Fish that it felt more real. What did? It felt real. Oh, the just speaking with him. Well, I didn't want to feel like, listen, I'm not, you know, not no Andy Cohen or any of these news reporters. We're little old us. And such positive energy. He sure did. He was a great guy, Tattoos. Great guy. And he comes out to Vegas. You better look out and hang out and take care of him. What would you do if you lived in the home that Franco does? Would you move? Put a 1 in the chat if you would up and move. Put a 2 in the chat if you would rent it out. Oh, did I spell it wrong? I was so anxious. I was at Wawa, ironically. I can never get enough of my Wawa. Let me see. I ran to Wawa when he responded he would be ready shortly, and I was like, oh, we got to hurry up and set it. Nobody's going to see it. Oh, that's right. Replaced the E with an I. See what you did there. Danilo. Danilo. It's pretty cool. You and other creators are like, we are right there on the scene with you. You have to have small talk when nothing is happening. So for me, I prefer YouTube. I'd move just because Danilo's people might come there. I stay. As long as he didn't murder her in my house, I'd be good. Somebody remind me, what did I say for 1? Move? Short-term memory. Yeah, I actually grabbed a, they make caramel apple frappuccinos. And save your money. It does not taste like a caramel apple. Hey, William M. Thank you. Welcome. I'd only move if someone was murdered there. If he owns, it's not easy to pack up. I don't know, Blissful. I'm asking too. Oh, 1 was moved. Thank you. I'd be nervous he sneak out it. Well, you know, it made sense when Franco stated his concern was still living there would be if Danilo has any acquaintances, was able to see that he was such a large participant in the hunt for him. So I think for Franco's safety, I would also go ahead and move, you know. Are you at a band, Blissful? Why capitalize on a young mother or two? Yeah, I knew somebody would say that too. I knew somebody would say that. I get it. I totally get it. You're right. That's what I mean when I try to end in my stream by stating when we cover true crime cases, we usually talk about the victim and the perp. Every now and then in certain situations, certain cases, we do mention, you know, the relatives, but we often forget about the Francos, you know, those who knew and were affected on a personal level themselves. Danilo Cavalcante in the end had little to no help, and I heard in the interview he did with the U.S. Marshals, he thought about giving up at one point because of the heavy police presence. So they were out there rocking it, man. I'm telling you. William M., you could not spin without seeing an officer. They were everywhere, literally everywhere. Blissful's in the band. No way. So what are you supposed to do when half of your family members are well, you know, Cheese? I don't know. Don't tell any potential life partners, maybe. You just do what they do. Oh, I like to know about the case and victim. You want to do that next, Copa? We can do that. She was gorgeous. She was a beautiful woman. Can you guys believe I've already ran into women that are fawning over Danilo? Already, there are women that are literally saying like how good looking he is, and they're gonna write to him. Ugh, it just makes me. You know what we do next time? We do not have an interview outside. Oh yeah, tattoos. I get there are people that kind of like the bad guy type of thing, you know. Those four tech guys and Yoda nailed it. Yoda was beautiful. But you really need your own type of therapy or counseling or mixture of both and some medication. If you find somebody like Danilo, Chris Watts, what's that other guy? I may not believe. A lot of people like him too. You have to be truly demented. Pickle Toes Grandma. Hey, girl. Thank you. Hi, Granny, from my great granny in NE, Texas. I got to let my little secret out here because I don't want to deceive you, my friend, Pickle Toes Grandma. But I am not really a grandma. Oh, yeah. So sympathizers and various YouTube chats during the search. I saw them. Ugh. You do great filler and small talk. Keep the stream going. That's a real skill. Thank you, Taco. Thank you. I try. I'm looking forward to going out to Longwood for you. I wanted to go today. You know what? I think we were all a little critical. Put a 1 in the chat if you were critical of the police and the beginning of Danilo's escape. Put a 1. I'm very curious. Let's remember, killed his ex-girlfriend in front of her children. He's a bad person, evil. Was it 39? 39 times, William N. In front of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a 3-year-old and 7-year-old child? Yeah, we were all pretty critical, weren't we? I think there's room to still be critical, if I'm being honest, because it wasn't it was the military that came in and kind of saved the day. But I will say, from what I witnessed, what I saw, they were all working very hard, and I couldn't believe that they would have these officers. I know I repeat this, but working a 12-hour shifts with such a huge, we're not talking about working 12 hours a regular overnight shift. We were talking about a murderer on the loose. How many of you can keep your wits after 12 hours of just staying awake the entire time, holding a gun and staring off into nowhere? That has to be very hard on them. And for that, I couldn't believe it. 12 hours. Feel for him now how much he's been impacted by Danilo, even for the escape, when he found out DC unalived his ex a day after DC moved out, and now he has to process it through it all. Yes, Fiddle D, but 38 burden of proof. Thank you. You know what I will say? I like the fact that he was not afraid. Franco was not afraid to admit that it had him in a place. First off, that's a very good quality of any human to have, any person, male, female, to admit that they need some type of therapy. I think we all do. I think some of you need medication as well, but therapy at the least. And he wasn't afraid to admit that. And he did say that being boots on the ground and helping in the search for him helped his mental state. So I'm glad that it was able to help him in that format to kind of, Do you know what they said during the press conference that I could not believe? Absolutely, OG Fish. They said that they had asked YouTubers to leave. And now, granted, I know they weren't talking about little shadow me. Not many people even knew I was there. I was in the background. But that was not true. At no point did anyone, not one single officer, no jurisdiction, no different branches, nobody ever once asked any YouTuber, and there was only, 4 that I was aware of, to leave. That just was not true. And I think it was a cheap shot. I think it was a cop-out. Well, what do I really know? Pickle Toes, grandmom. I can only imagine. Becoming a grandmom is super. Becoming a great grandmom is fantastic. I hope I don't become either for a very long time, but I am sure they are truly a blessing. He didn't play the macho man. He played a very normal, great guy. Can you even imagine you're laying in thick marsh and out of nowhere, a K9 comes and bites you on the head, and next thing you know, you're surrounded by like 25 tactical guys with ARs? No, William M., I could not. But my understanding is he already knew at that point he was surrounded. He tried to get away again, and then they released the K9, which is the infamous Yoda. And Yoda got him. Yoda got him good. Brought eyes and caused the MSM to take notice. You think so? I mean, let's face it, yeah. JR's coverage out there was fantastic. It was impressive. It was fantastic. It was amazing. I mean, nothing else you can say about it. Nothing else to say about it. A lot of times I think the news reporters were a bit there used to be a time where like if the news came to your neighborhood, or I've seen this a few times where they will actually ask them for a photo, and that just was not the case. They more people came by and shouted out, to others that were recording as opposed to the news. So it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild to see how they were kind of shadowed. He continued to persist. Yeah. Tons of energy. Yeah, bless him. He sure does. I don't know how he gets all that energy, but if I drank 3 cups of coffee, by the 4th one, I'm falling asleep. So I don't know how caffeine, or I'm sorry, coffee can keep anyone going like that, but bless his heart. That sure was impressive to witness. He was out there before any news. Yep. Over at Longwood Garden. Fox 29, JR, and Nick. Yeah, Nick the Hat. And his partner Hung. So did I. While we're speaking, so did I. I just wasn't. Little in the back way, a little shyer. It was telling when the Fox reporter was going to ask the YouTuber for information. It was telling when the Fox reporter was going to ask the YouTubers for information. Did they do that? He doesn't sit still. That's what scared Granny. She could have been hijacked. Yeah, that's what terrified me. No, and as you all remember, when we were sitting there the night before his capture, how many times did I say, like, I just, the vibes were off. I felt it. It was eerie. I was scared. I kept moving closer to the state police because I was scared. I didn't know. We're standing right next to the woods. And like Danilo admitted, he admitted that they were right there over him, that they walked past him 3 times. Hey, Denise, good to see you. I got to mute you guys for 1 second. He was also surveillance in the home he took the 22 from. That's insane. You know what I think's really, really insane and a bit mind-boggling? Throughout his time out there, he did not hurt anyone, right? He surveillanced the home. He kept an eye out. Did they ever state where he got the hoodie from? I know, Cope. I love horror movies that sat out there. That's where I want to go next. I want to go to like where I really would love to go one day is to the house they filmed Michael Myers in. Would love that. The rainy night at the Journey Ends Here farm. Yeah, we were filming from right there. Good night, Tactical Bite. Thank you. We were filming right there. We were right across filming it. I mean, we were literally right there. You did too. Tell I'm surprised. I was too, Denise. It was telling me that Trev in One Live had 65 live watchers, and a Nancy Grace video from over an hour earlier on the same subject barely broke 5K. MSM who? Oh, I know. I've been seeing that myself. People want more authentic. They want your average everyday person. They don't want this, fancy suit. You guys know my tall, cute reporter? Seeing him put on like makeup and everything, blush and stuff before going on camera was comical to me. But people don't want that. They don't want the professionalism. They want it down to earth, speak to me like I'm speaking to you type of thing. He was going to carjack someone. He was getting desperate. No telling what he would do. What would you guys do if like I was live streaming, next you know, I'm just the phone drops? Like what would we have done? I wouldn't even have had anybody to save me. I would have just been, that was stupid, honestly, if you think about it. Whatever. At least they give a little excitement into my life, huh? That'd be crazy though. Put yourself in Danilo shoes for a minute. You're in the woods, pitch dark, no food, and you hear and see choppers above, and you're seeing cops everywhere and afraid to sleep out there too. That's what was going on. That's what was going on, William N. He was he was ready to give up. He was I said it earlier. I said, imagine, when you're playing hide and seek and the person's getting close to you and how heavy you start, like, like trying to hold your breath. And he must have been shitting himself, honestly. Thank you, Denise. Not get clips afterwards, censored from the news. Right, I agree. I didn't either, but the only reason I did not think that is because Franco described him to me. He was laying under... he was laying under a bunch of sticks, woods. He had a tarp over him. He was doing different things, but he was always under something. Do you guys recall when did I say this live, or is it in a video I have uploaded, where I literally said he could be hiding in the horse feed right there and you wouldn't even know? Like, there were just so many dang places for him to hide. Yeah, he was hiding his fecal matter. Yes, he was. But that's smart, like an animal. My cat does that. You know what I mean? It's an animal instinct. He's an animal. He was out in the woods living like an animal. So he had to behave like one. Mine lock automatic when I'm driving, but the car was parked. Bivens from PA State Police did a great job. He never let the press get to him. If you went MIA, we would get in touch. You'd be there with a flashlight. Yeah, right? Yeah. Fuck's a flashlight gonna do? You could just imagine. JR, first on the scene. Come on in. A YouTuber was just streaming live here and fucking disappeared into the dark. Will we ever find her? Oh, when you think about it like that, would you really want a YouTuber on your case? I don't know. Oh, and a flash. I'm imagining with a flashlight. I don't think there's any flashes happen on. I don't think he'd be there in a flash. Not at all. Cheese, I was wondering if any of them wanted 5 minutes loan, to be honest. Come in. You got to do something. You got to have a catchy phrase. He's actually pretty smart. I saw on YouTube JR's lives, a lot of people with rifles ready to get him. See a lot of that out there? Yeah. I all the same things. Everything you've seen there, I was right there too. Saw it all. I have a lot of video of it. I have a local resident that him and his friend were out there, and they had their rifles and they had their binoculars and night vision, and they were hunting them. They were definitely waiting there ready to hunt. I've lived in the ghetto for 30 years. Cops know the difference. He could point where I was, make a nice thumbnail. Yeah, it was crazy. Another, and she was on like motorcycle. It was more like She had her gun strapped to her, and she said, "It's hunting season, mother effer." Another young kid wanted to ride out into the woods on his dirt bike and run him over. So there were a lot of residents that were men and female that were ready to hunt him. They wanted him out of their town. Apparently, this coming week for that neighborhood is hunting season, and locals were saying if he was not out of there by then, that he was for sure. But I don't think if he was still there that they would allow them to hunt. But what do I know? They would have, yes, tattoos without a doubt. They were not playing. Some of those locals were like, so the part of PA I'm in is more like ghetto, if you will. It's not farmland. It's more inner city, but it's outer city, but whatever. But up there, they are more like manly men. They're like manly men. You know what I mean? They're like tall, muscular gardeners, work boots, the whole 9 yard. It was a very welcoming and amazing neighborhood with a lot of actually at one point a lady came over and she was a little worried. She was worried that there could be something or someone in her shed. Her husband was out of town. She was nervous. She asked the police to look. The police did not come by. She went to a local church to try to ask the police again because that's where they were meeting. And instead there was a gentleman there, a neighborhood guy, a biker guy. And she mentioned what she was there for. And he said, "Let's go, take me." And he went and he did it for her. So a lot of neighbors were looking out for each other. Well, thank you for your service, William M. Thank you. Hunter's very happy. Oh, it was yesterday. Thank you, Pickle Toes. Well, listen, I got a hot date. All right. So we've got to go. But I do appreciate you guys being here, being it was a last minute live stream. I'm glad notifications did go out. I watched a couple of people I never thought I would during the search. Was pleasantly surprised. I'll never forget Dolly's panel while he was standing out there. Dolly's a cool. Copa. Look how far we've come, my friend. Look how far we've come. I guess everybody could change, right? The cop let him ride his dirt bike through the woods. JR seen him at the gas station and asked him. Yeah, the kid was pretty excited. He was all hyped up. Actually, honestly, the kid was a little afraid. He was a little afraid, but he got hyped up by his buddy and went in there. But he was definitely hesitant. He wasn't too sure if he wanted to do it. You didn't get a notification, Okie Mom. I've been pretty good. How are you? Thank you for watching from the bushes. I'm glad you stepped out. You did not get the notification. Well, I told Franco. So I asked Franco this morning if he'd come on. Somehow he went on JR's first, whatever. But I told him going from that chat of like, 1,000 people over to here, where we're suddenly back somehow. It's really shameful that when you do drama, like if I turn this live stream around and I decided instead of covering this local story to me, I was going to cover JR and Dolly for covering it, I'd get 5 times the amount of people. And that's just shitty. You know what I mean? He was a trip. William M., I kept saying his mom's going to be like, get home. The minute his mom saw that he did that, she was going to have a heart attack. He even looked like a kid that would do something like that. You know what I mean? Like one of those goofball kids. But he was nervous. Do you, William M.? Yeah, they're pretty cool. Thank you, Denise. Oklahoma. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. Amen to that. We got to start at the bottom. You know what my hype song is? Some Meek Mills. Hold on, wait a minute. Maybe the algorithm is pushing you to Oklahoma residents. Maybe.
Thank you, William M. I do apologize for the commenter that came in and stated it was unprofessional, but I'm not a professional person. They were only 18 years old. Yeah, you know what? I was half tempted, Laura Lou, to try to speak them out of it, but it wasn't, wasn't my place. But the mom in me was cringing entirely. Like, wait, like what a fool. Yeah, I have a helmet. I'm gonna run him over if I'm not too scared. The kid was funny. But it was funny because he also chose to go right in where there was a state trooper. Actually, what I think was gonna happen, I think the kid thought, I know that the kid thought when he asked the trooper if he could go in there, I know he thought the trooper would tell him no. I think he was shocked that he was told yes. Gary, you are dedicated, my friend. Every 3.5 minutes. Hey, Lonnie. Every 3.5 minutes. Sounds like my ex. Sorry, I had to. All right, I'm getting tired. I'm going to start saying stupid shit. I appreciate all of you being here. Yeah, remember how mad the CNN guy was actually at JR? He was very pissed at him. Like, the dude did not like him. He had nothing kind to say about him. He was actually very aggressive about it. He did not like him one bit. Welcome over. Is your stream done? I'm sorry about that. Franco reminded me last minute. We'll stay a little bit longer, Okie Mom, but there's nothing. Hey, the Captain Lee. So those of you that are just coming in, we had Franco. We found out that it's not Danilo, it's Danilo. Danilo Cavalcante was the roommate of Franco. Yeah, he survived off watermelon. Survived off watermelon. He was probably happy to be dry and not starving. I think that's why he was ready to give up. He must have been terrified too. Watermelon and creek water. So you know what I was thinking? He has to get sick from that creek water. There's just no way he's not going to be. The amount of geese and other wildlife and even just the pollution of it, your body can't go from drinking fresh water to drinking creek water and be okay, right? Wouldn't that alone cause him to, because I know watermelon doesn't necessarily make you have to, well, let's just say it poop. So wouldn't the creek water alone do that to you? Not yet, Yoki Mom. Okie Mom, not yet. Yeah, pickle toes, Grandma. You definitely did. Right, William M. That's what I'm thinking. It had to. It had to. I don't think there's no way it couldn't. You just can't go to that. He has a few parasites in him now. Did they say as much or no? Are you just guessing? I mean, it's easy to guess that. You as well. You stay safe. One of those life straws conveniently tucked in a razor backpack. Yeah, just carry it in his back pocket, right? OG Fish, yeah, I guess he would use the leaves. It is, Okie Mom. It's taken entirely too long. It's not a priority. Conveniently tucked in a razor backpack. Yeah, I'm really happy I got it. I'm really happy. Like I said, I was actually the one to meet Franco first and technically had the first interview in person or part of it, I guess you could say, whatever. But I was looking forward to having the first YouTube interview with them, but you got to be quicker than that. Creek water is nasty in farming areas. Oh, it had to be nasty. Had to be. When he was caught, I don't know why, so many people got so butthurt about the photo op. Those guys, you deserve that. I was wondering that too, William, man. I mean, listen, he made a mockery out of them, right? He kind of clowned them for almost 2 weeks. that was their moment to take back their position. Like, look, this is who we are. Don't F with us. We'll get you. And they did it. The water and stream is moving fast. The odds of it's not moving fast at all. Yes, Megan, thank you. If you're just coming in, you should rewind to the beginning. Check out our friend Franco, what he had to tell us about Danilo, which I will continue to say his name correctly now. And it was very interesting. It was a very Franco's an amazing guy. Where you would see Franco's name. Hey, Lori, aka Utah Girl. Where Franco's name would be listed, he did post his was it Instagram? I was thinking that, Cope. I should have ended and then went to this. So that would be his Instagram. I, for one, I don't know how to work any of that stuff. Instagram, Snapchat, I don't use it. Facebook, don't have it. I guess my only social media is this right here, YouTube. I don't use any of the other things. But that was his Instagram. You feel free to give him a follow. We also posted. You will mention. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. You will see that he mentioned his buddy's channel. How cool that Franco kept trying to advertise or cared more about advertising his friend than himself. That right there tells you a lot about a person. Anybody that's willing to put, somebody before them to help them out, it's cool people in my books. So he's a pretty cool guy. And so when he mentions that, if you look in the chat, you will see that I wrote out the friend's Instagram as well. The friend was a famous soccer player in Brazil, and he came over here, and he's kind of starting from the bottom up again. You couldn't find Franco? Thank you so much. I don't know how to say your name. To Yam Daily. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad you did as well. It's always nice to see new people in here. Hey, Miss Connie. Anderson Cooper is slipping. There's the friend's Instagram, which again was his. I mean, that's what he wanted to advertise the most, his friend. I just think that's so amazing. What a good guy. Still can't believe how Danilo Cavalcante told U.S. Marshals how authorities almost stepped on him several times. So that's where we're going to go look, William M. We're going to go through the Longwoods Gardens, which is where I believe he stated he was almost stepped on 3 times. And take a look at the inside, the size of it, where he could hide, how they had to surround it, compare it now being empty to what it looked like with all the police there, and seeing a lot of people. The Franco's business involves seeing a lot of people. No, he has a construction business. So, I mean, I suppose, but not as, I don't know. That's a good question. I would assume, but not as, I don't know. Where the water isn't treated like ours, Mexico, Brazil, you can drink dirty water. But he hasn't been in Brazil in so long, Cheese, that his body had to have come accustomed to clean water. So no matter what, that water is going to make him sick. It has to. What do you guys think he's doing right now? He's probably passed out, right? You think they're letting him sleep? I think that's why he gave them as many answers as he did. Because he knew it was that, or he was probably gonna, once the cameras are done with him. Apparently, he has a hearing on the 29th regarding this. I wonder if he's even gonna appear. I don't know. I absolutely, by looking at them, William N., I can tell he did them to himself. Absolutely, they were hand done. Some of them were not even braids. Some of them were twisties. But what I want to know is how he was able to get them to stay in. Hating life in a paper gown. Not smiling selfie camera. Resting. Playing dominoes. Yeah, he's no longer worried about being recognized, OG Fish. In the beginning, he was, and I felt bad for him. I knew he was as well. I did record his interview. I believe it was with NBC. So basically, I'm standing behind NBC recording Franco speaking to them, and you could tell he was very nervous. But what I could definitely read about Franco is he's not one to say no. I don't think he knew how to say no. Actually, I'll tell you what, he did say no. He said no several times, but they kind of pushed him a bit. And I think he felt obligated at that point. I don't want to speak for him, but that's what I witnessed. They were definitely done by himself. I hope no one takes advantage of his kindness. Yeah, I feel like they already did, Copa, but I think now that he's gotten the attention he has and the experience he has, he'll be less likely to be taken advantage of further. He's a nice guy, and I plan on they pushed him. They pushed him all right, Janie. I plan on following through it and you know, hopefully we can go out to Longwood Gardens together. That'd be pretty cool. You know, I never hear trains ever. It sounds really pretty though for some reason. Franco seems like very cool guy, very down to earth. Yeah, he does. I was teasing him because he wanted a steak meal so badly, and he was kind of he was left hanging because, well, the person that promised it had to leave. So I was just busting his chops because I knew that was already something we've spoken about. So I was joking with him that I'll get him the steak dinner before he gets it. So that white van, Danilo, Cavalcante truck ran out of gas. Yeah, William. So he actually did show up at the Wawa. I know people are saying that's not true and blah, blah, blah. No, it is true. He absolutely was at the Wawa over in Phoenixville where I don't know if he went to try to get gas. I don't know if he was going to ask for gas or what, but he did go inside, and that's where he got the razor from. I am from Philly, yes. Or PA, I'm sorry. So he did stop at the Wawa in Phoenixville. Ironically, the Wawa I went to on day 2, accidentally somehow. And that's how I discovered it was even the Wawa he was at, and which his sister lived about a block away. Ironically, the name of one of the streets there was Church, and it was intersected with Gay. Church Gay. He went into the Wawa. He was brave. He was a brave guy. Look at the way he went up to the ring cam and he spoke to his old friends. Like he was just popping by in the neighborhood type of thing. Like, hey, we're going on vacation. Stop by the neighborhood. Want to say hi. Like he's on the run, and he had no fear of knocking on that neighbor's door and speaking with them. I found that to be crazy. I mean, the dude has, he has some courage, all right. Thank you so much, Amber. I appreciate you. Thank you. I wish I would have had more of a heads up and could have pushed it a little bit harder. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for Franco's time. I'm thankful for all of you being polite to him in the chat. I'm thankful to all of you that go and follow him on Instagram, and at his request, follow his friend as well. It seems like Franco and his friend that I did meet are some very, very genuine people. I remember Franco's friend said, the one that was famous in Brazil, said that Franco keeps saying his English is no good, but I speak none. But he was speaking English. He was funny. He looked so different. Absolutely so different. Well, that's why the police didn't believe him at first. How aggravating would that be for you? How aggravated would you be if a man that you know is known throughout the nation for escaping prison shows up at your door? You have, not only did you speak with him, but you have footage of him there, and the police just are not believing you. I remember when I even told somebody, like, listen, this just happened. He was seen on a friend's Ring doorbell. And they came back and said, no, that was false. No, it wasn't false. No, it wasn't. We never did get any confirmation of the Ridge Road call on another security cam. I wonder if there's a way to get that information. I still can't believe we were that close to that farm. I mean, you guys heard it. It came over the scanner. They were requesting K9 after they searched inside that empty farmhouse on the corner. And then what, 5, 10 minutes later, the officer comes over after an hour and 45 minutes and asks me to move? Oh, of course they didn't. Right, as if he's on a vacation, like, hey, what's up, bro? I thought he even brought the beers with him, the Modelo's. I thought he was like, maybe he was going to kick it. I don't know. That was weird. But I don't think it was beer. It was bleach. And somebody did state in the chat that if you analyze the photo a little bit better, he does not appear to be holding it, but that it was something that remained on the porch, was already there, which would make more sense as to why the police did not take it, right? I couldn't believe that it was still sitting on that porch. We got the wee-wees and the wah-wahs. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I appreciate all of you being here. Again, it means a lot to me. Thank you again for being respectful to Franco. Follow his Insta. Follow his friend's Insta. Hit the thumbs up. And get the hell out of here. I will see you all back here tomorrow. Have a great night.